Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're back. We are back. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are good. Hot. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let's see here. First of all, I'm gonna be a little rusty because I haven't done basically anything in like a week. So I'm gonna have to relearn how to do all this drawing stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Okay, first off, some house cleaning. I'm back from vacation. It was very nice. My arm itches. Very nice. And had some time to just, relax and think. Trying to get some new vision and inspiration for the rest of the year, and maybe start a little bit thinking about next year. I know. I already got to start thinking about next year. So what we're gonna do is just to kind of let you guys know, I'm gonna start doing a little bit different schedule. Don't worry, Don's Early Light's not changing. One of the things that I just kind of self-reflected while I was on vacation. Let me drink some more coffee. Doing some kind of like self-reflection while I was on vacation, and just kind of felt like I wasn't being productive enough with my time and using my time as wisely and as most efficiently as I could. And I was you're probably saying, well, Jackson, you get a lot of work done. This kind of thing. But in reality, I really felt like I wasn't using my time as efficiently and as wisely as possible. And I think that I can get more work done. And the power of the Don's Early Light has really proven to me just how much work I can actually get done if I am really disciplined with my time and my schedule and my efforts. And so, and on top of that, side note, I did some self-reflection of just like wanting to, because I've done this in the past, but we've moved since then, and life has changed, and COVID has happened, and all this other kind of crap. And I need to start, just personal stuff. I just need to start spending more time and effort of my own personal health and fitness. So one of the things that I'm going to do, the new thing, that kind of my new schedule is going to be kind of like this. I'm going to do my Don's Early Light. The only kind of slight change to Don's Early Light is going to be, it's going to have more of a definite end time. Because I would kind of go until I was just kind of finished or felt like I was finished. But it's going to have more of a definite end time. And I'm going to go from like 5 to like 8. And I'm going to try to have an end time at 8 o'clock. But I felt like that my afternoon, one of the times that I felt like that I wasn't using efficiently enough, I felt like my afternoons were kind of being wasted, and not the time during the afternoon was not being used efficiently. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing a Don's Early Light. I'm not starting. I'm going to continue from like 5 to 8. And then I'm going to do some And then after that, I'm going to do some exercise and some personal fitness, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to come back at 1 to 3. Not today. I'm not going to start the day because I just remember that I have a meeting today at 12. But my new schedule is going to be 5 to 8, Don's Early Light. And then from 1 to 3, I'm going to do an afternoon live. And I'm going to start doing the 1 to 3 afternoon live. I'm going to try to start doing that as disciplined as I've been doing the Don's Early Lights in the past. But with today, I'll probably have to start later because we have a meeting that I had already scheduled before I left for vacation. I had already scheduled for vacation with a prospective new collaboration with a brewery here in Chattanooga. So that's going to be the new schedule. 5 to 8, Don's Early Light, and then 1 to 3. 1, 2, 3, maybe 1 to 4. I want to do it for like 3 hours. 1 to 4, doing an afternoon live. So that's what we're going to do. So anyways, that's a little recap of my recollections over the vacation. So anyways, I got to do a little bit of kind of catch up, and I'm not going to work on anything new today. So I apologize if you were getting back from the week-long break and I'm not working on anything new. I need to kind of clean up. First of all, I need to do a little bit of extra work on this. I got to paint the corners and paint the textures of the box a little bit more on this Mistborn book box. And I want to experiment with some different type treatment for the title because I'm not quite happy. I'm not quite happy with the way that the text looks. So the first thing I'm going to do. But anyways, it's good to be back. I missed you guys. It's good to be back. And yeah, I'm glad I'm back. So I'm going to paint the edges of this a little bit, of the corners here. First off, let's get rid of this for right now. I just felt like the text was a little bit too... honestly, I felt like it was too detailed. I felt like it was too busy. And it was busy like the background. And because it was busy like the background, it was kind of disappearing. And so what I'm probably going to try to do is to try to take the opposite extreme and make it very, very simple. Try to make it very, very simple, almost like the playing cards is right underneath it. Very simple, or maybe even more simple, to try to make it stand out from the background a little bit more. And I don't want it to fill up the space as much either. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to paint these corners a little bit. Find me a brush that I want to do that with. Yeah, I'm totally rusty. Gotta get my mind sharp again here. This may not seem like I'm doing much, but this will have a very big effect on kind of making this texture set on the box really well. Pretty good. Yeah, we've been trying to wrap this Mistborn project up, but it has seemed like with this project that just the bottleneck has just been with getting approval and stuff from the Brandon Sanderson camp, which I'm sure they're hugely busy, which that's all right. But that has seemed like it's been the the bottleneck as of late has just been getting responses from them in a timely manner. But it's all good. Okay. It's pretty good for the the edge stuff that I wanted to do. Just save this. Now, so let's go back to the title. I think that I'm just going to do something. First, let me just try doing a simple. I can't remember what it was. Let's see here. Can't remember what the font was called. What was the font called? Let me see here. Let me open up one of the court cards. I don't remember what the font was called that we used. Gamble. It was called Gamble. Okay. Gamble it is. So that's what we had. That's kind of what we started with last time, but then I kind of elaborated on it. I feel like let's see. Change this to the gamble. Oh. What is wrong with it? For some reason, it's not really working for me with this, for the title, even though it's the font that works for the everything else. I feel like I just want it to be even more simplified. So it stands out. This is not quite it, but it's a little bit more in the direction that I'm thinking. Not too bad. I'm gonna save that one for right now. Got that one saved. Let me keep looking here. For some reason, that's pretty cool. Let me save that one. I feel like this is the font that I originally used for the indexes. Interesting. I like it. It's kind of archaic, but not super old Englishy, which is what I like. I wonder what the lower cases look like. I do like that one a lot, actually. It's my Lord of the Rings font that I made. That's a little bit too much, actually. That's pretty cool. Ooh, interesting. I like that one. Very classy. Let's see here. I'm going to save that one. I like that one. Just save that. What you do is use Papyrus. That would be awesome. I know what's going to happen too. I'm going to come to Trajan Pro, which is my favorite font, but I use it a lot. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to come to Trajan Pro, and I'm going to want to use Trajan Pro. This was not too bad. It's a little too old Englishy. See if it's got any ligatures. No. I'll save it. For some reason, all I see is Marlboro. In my head, I just see Marlboro. See, here's Trajan Pro. It's so good. Trajan Pro, look at that, man. What a good font. I love Trajan Pro. So clean, classy. Now Trajan Pro has a sans serif version that's nice as well. That I can do. Let me try the sans serif version. That's the sans serif version. See, for some reason, like the simpleness of this, one of the problems with that Victorian style, I don't think it's I think one of the visual weaknesses of this kind of Victorian style is the fact that it is so detailed that you lose some of the readability of certain things. And I even kind of want to do this with these fonts as well. We had a really good time camping, though. Reminded me how much I miss the outdoors. So much so that as soon as I got back, I went and scheduled another camping trip at the same place for the end of May. All this COVID crap. Okay. Let's see. See. Yeah, even though it's super simple, it makes it a lot more readable, for sure. I don't know if I've got an older version. Let me see here that I could open up just to compare. Yeah, I do. Let's see if it's got the title in it. Nope. I don't have an older version. You just have to trust me. Okay, I'm going to save as. Let's go V5. Yeah, the girls wanted to stay an extra night. The crazy thing is our baby, Olive, she's almost 3. She slept better while we were camping in the tent than she does at home. My girls did really good. Let's see here. All right, let me just make this look like the background. I'm really feeling this. got some of the first images of the sample book boxes that we turned in. They look really cool. I'll show those guys. I'll show those to you in a little bit. I'm excited. I have a new. This is a big first for me. But starting on May, I think it's like May 10th. I've got a new. I never can pronounce her name right for some reason, and it makes me feel bad. I don't know. No, it's not that I can't pronounce it. I just can't remember it. Her name is June. But I'm excited that on like May 10th, I've got a girl named June, and she is a junior at the college here, the university. I'll have to have a talk with her about university. But she's a junior here, and she's a graphic designer. And she is going to be interning, paid internship, just relax, interning this summer. And she's a very good designer. I'm very excited. And I say this is a first for me because this will be the first time really that I've like hired another artist. I mean, I've hired other artists like Greg and stuff, but like this is more like hired someone that actually works for me. And it's going to start as an internship. See how it goes. I'm going to have her start working on some of the Table Players decks for next year. I'm really excited about it. I think Table Players is a good deck to kind of get good decks to get your feet wet with playing cards. And I think they're straightforward enough that, it'd be a good first kind of but I'm excited about that. I'm excited about having some new artists because that's something I've wanted to do for a while, just to help, grow our company and our brand, just because I can't draw everything. And hopefully it'll allow me to focus more on some other stuff like Lord of the Rings and the subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to have her start designing Table Players for next year. So it's going to be exciting to work with, kind of direct someone and kind of teach someone the ways of the Force of playing cards.
And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars.
Actually, yes, the 13th deck. The 13th deck, the 2020 13th deck. It was printed by Mr. Playing Card, and it's really nice. It's really nice as well. I got some interesting ideas that I may jot down after we're done with this, depending on the time, for next year's subscription decks, just like the themes and such. It's the Queen's song. I did have inspiration camping in the woods, actually. Alright, I'm feeling really good about this new type treatment. So what I need to do now, is I need to put this on the larger book box template, and we need to do the, oh my goodness, I hate Adobe Bridge. Well, while I'm here, I might as well open these up. Here are the new boxes. Are you sure you want to open up all 11 files? Why would I click open if I wasn't sure? So let's see here. So here's the Wizard of Oz. Look at that. Look at that. They've got the tray on the wrong side, but they're fixing that. That glorious box. Yes. There's Wizard of Oz. There's Inside of Gold Search. You'll have seen that. Feds. There's Inside of Wizard of Oz. Don't ever use Bridge. Nate, don't ever use Bridge. There's the inside of the Wizard of Oz. Inside of Feds. Inside a reserve note, white reserve note. Turned out really nice. Look at that. Inside of Peter Pan. Bam. Look at that. How cool that turned out. Turned out perfect. Well, I mean, not perfect, but whatever. There's the outside. They put the text copy backwards and the tray on the wrong side, so they're fixing that. But it turned out real good. Real good. Inside of something else. That's silver certificate. Gold certificate. And there's the inside of the black reserve note. We have to rotate the inside of this so that the text is going the right direction. Really, really pleased with this. The Declaration of Independence on the inside of this looks really cool. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe I got this on an old one. Let's see, version 1. Okay. Let me delete all this old stuff here. I meant to ask Katie, has the passing of, is it the Duke of Edinburgh? Is that what his name was? Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Has that been a pretty big deal going on right now in the UK? All right, let's see here. So here's the book box. Let's get this and pull it over here. save this one before I close it. This is when my computer starts to chug. This is a huge file. I've always been really interested in I've always been very, very interested in the British monarchy. Not so much the modern British monarchy, but it is interesting to me. I don't follow the modern British monarchy that much, but I've always been very interested in the history of the United Kingdom, mainly just because of the US's own history, but also a lot of my relatives and family are from the UK. Not really Great Britain, but more of, I'm mainly Scottish. I'm mainly Scottish and German. So I've always been interested in all that stuff. I love all that kind of stuff. Why? Okay. We need to do this. This is incorrect. This is an old file. This BookBox file that I used originally for this was for the smaller BookBox that we changed, so I need to make sure and use the different one. I need to use the new stuff, the new hotness. So I need to open up that template to make sure I use the right one. So I don't want to screw this up. Wait a minute, stop it. I always forget that heavy metal song is in there. I'm not really a big fan of how much I have to scale this up. Let me see here. Let's see what we got here. What is this? Resolutions 800. Jeez Louise, doesn't need to be that big. There we go. That's a little bit more manageable. I'm going to do marbled paper for this, like a blue marbled paper, and that's what we're going to get to do next, is kind of find that marbling. I've got the blue paper. I've got the blue marbling paper that I've used for. Yes, this is the correct file. Get all lined up. Okay, I need to save this. Save as. Gotta keep an eye on my time. I may have to leave a little bit early today just to make sure that I get to this new place that I'm going to be doing, this new gym that I'm going to be going to. I always like going places early that I've never been before. Scope things out. Make sure I got an escape plan. Make sure I got an escape plan and check the lay of the land. Okay. Now the spine is the same color. It's just there's more shadowing inside this area here. You're probably seeing. Totally. Gotta know where all the exits are. Totally. Can't be messing around. Yes, Mistborn will be available on my website. That's how we're doing it. We're gonna do like a pre-order. I'm also really out of shape, so. And I have one lung, so when I'm out of shape, I'm really out of shape. Okay. Now, there's other, let's see here. Let's see. Let's go marbled paper. Now there's a different kind of marbling that's kind of like lines, like straight lines that I have some books that have it on there. I may check that out. This is the standard. This is the limited edition, I would say. This is the limited edition of the Mistborn project. I like this one, this blue one over here. I like this one. Let's sign in and grab that one while we're here. Are you where are you at, Tusk? Are you in Canada? Because I know Canada locked down again. It's crazy. That's cool too. Look at that. Almost looks like plant cells or something. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. Yeah, both editions we'll have for pre-order. Yeah, I'm dreading working out today. I'm so out of shape. Yeah, I read an article yesterday that in Canada they can, if you're out, now that Canada's on lockdown again, if you're out, the police can stop you. They can get your home address, ask you why you're out, and also arrest you for being out. It's crazy. I like this kind of stuff too. It almost looks like marble. But the only thing I don't like about this is that the pattern's not tight enough, I don't think, to work. There's not any like repetitiveness in the pattern. It's pretty cool. This is really cool too, but it's a little bit too tight of a pattern. The plan is for the pre-order for Mistborn to be in May, but I don't know. We're just going to have to see. It just all depends on when the Brandon Sanderson camp kind of gives us all the approvals and stuff. And I also have to wait. It just all kind of backs up because I have to wait to get the production. The actual physical samples back as well to take pictures of. Let me see here. This one's nice. I like this one. Let's get that one. Yeah, that whole having to carry a permit thing. It doesn't sit well with me for sure. Now we're getting into the actual marbled. All right, let's see here. Let's go handmade paper. Now we're just going to get paper texture in this, I know. But that's okay. I want to see what we got here. Yeah, having to have a permit to travel. That's at least in the United States, that's a little bit unconstitutional, as we would say. I even don't like I don't want to start talking about COVID either, but I don't like the old vaccine, what do they call it, the vaccine passport thing. Ugh, that makes me nervous. It doesn't make me nervous. It's just ridiculous. Let's see here. All this stuff is not what I'm looking for. All right, let's I'm looking for a marbled paper. Yeah, I definitely fit into that category of the annoying American that would have a hard time having to have a permit to go outside. All right. What is this? This is cool. I like this laid paper. That's nice. I like that pattern. All right. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the blue marbling for the inside, and then I'm looking for a cool kind of like title plate to put on the inside. Let's see here. Yeah, that was the crazy thing for me in when they started lockdown here in the States. If they would have just instead of said, people, you got to stay in your houses, if they would have said, okay, everybody, if we want to really kick this virus in the butt, everybody walk 30 minutes a day. Everybody get 30 minutes of exercise every day. And they probably would have done a better job of knocking out the virus. Let's see here. Let's see. Foxtrot. Dropbox. Let's go marbled paper. Textures. Okay. I'm gonna open this one. I can open these other ones up too. It's the one we use for Silver Cert. It's nice. It's the one we use for Gold Cert. Here's that new one. That's pretty sweet. I like the contrast in this dark area over here. All right, let's take this. This one's cool, but it's a little bit too large. The pattern's a little bit too large. All right, we're definitely gonna have to color correct it a little bit here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make this blue the same kind of hue as this other blue over here. So I'm just gonna go like this. Like that. Let's push the contrast a little bit here. Looks pretty good. Let's merge those. And I'm dreading today. I haven't worked out seriously since COVID happened, and I'm just, with my one lung, it's like it takes me a lot longer to get into shape, and it's easier for me to get out of shape. I'm dreading today. Oh, it's gonna be awful. All right, let's find a good scale here. going to make this tiled a little bit to pattern it a little bit here. I hear you, Nate. I hear you, bro. I'm too old to be foolish anymore. I'm just kidding. The Iron Jungle. I love the Iron Jungle. Yeah, when I was in high school, I used to do, I played football when I was in high school. And then when I also did like competitive weightlifting. So I'm excited about getting the old body moving. Yeah, during COVID, during the whole year of, basically the whole year of 2020, I basically ate my wife and my wife was trying to fix some health stuff that she was going through, and we were eating basically 100% plant-based diet in 2020, which it was very healthy. I lost a lot of weight, but I also it really screwed up my like I guess you could say testosterone levels, and like I lost a huge amount of muscle mass, and I got really kind of like weak, like kind of weakly thin. Let's see here. Yeah, that may look really good. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that a lot. And I like it also because it's not a marbled paper that I've used before. Okay. Let's get this one kind of framed up here. Yeah, and the beginning of this year, we kind of, my wife had another checkup, and we were finding that it wasn't really helping the plant-based diet, and so we kind of started introducing meat again. And like without even working out, like within about 2 months of like not even me exercising, without even exercising or weight training, I started getting a lot of that muscle mass back that I had lost. And now I'm trying to find the balance, because I know that my health and fitness greatly impacts my productivity when it comes to my playing cards. It also just affects everything, really. Time that I spend with my kids. And now that the COVID stuff is kind of at least relaxing here a little bit for now in the States, or at least where I'm at. And I cannot work out alone. I gotta have accountability and motivation. Bro, it was horrible. It was awful. I'm a good old Texas boy. I gotta have my beef, man. But we're definitely eating a lot. We're eating really healthy meat and stuff. We found a local. We homeschool our kids, and we have a little homeschool group. And there's a family in our homeschool group that has a kind of a family farm, and we get all our beef from them now. So it's all grass-fed, grass-finished. Yeah, back in, I think it was 2011 when I lived in California. When I was back in 2011, I was introduced to CrossFit, and a lot of people have a lot of problems with CrossFit. Some CrossFit people are crazy, and they're way too serious, and they hurt themselves, which is a whole different story. But I was introduced to CrossFit in like 2011, and it completely changed my life. I think there's even a picture of me. Let's see here. I was about 30, I think, at the time. I was about 30 years old, and I had never been in better shape and felt better than when I did then. There's this really funny picture. Let's see here. See if I can find it. But my CrossFit coach took a picture of me when I started, and then took a picture of me like later. Let me see if I got the picture here. And like Claire's like, she's like, this is before playing cards. Claire's like 3. Look at this picture. Excuse me, because I got my shirt off. Don't be jealous. Look at this picture. This was me in June 2011, about 262, and then by November, I gotten really healthy and lost a lot of weight. But I had good eating habits and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna try to get back. I'm not this big anymore, but I definitely remember those days feeling really good, having lots of energy. Just overall health was as good as it ever had been for me. All right, I'm digging this. I'm digging this marble paper. Now I want to figure out what I'm going to do for the inside cover. What I may do is something. Let me see. Let's see here. I'm probably splitting the difference now between those two pictures. What I'm going to do here is a lot more gray hair now as well. Let's see. What was I doing? Okay, I need to do the Mistborn back design. Let's see here. Mistborn. All right, so what I'm thinking about doing is using this somehow. And probably what I'm going to do is take out this middle part. So I'm going to save this again. I'm going to save as. We're going to call this Mistborn book box title page. It's going to be kind of annoying. I need to duplicate this paper texture. I'm going to have to do some surgery here. Don't need that. Let me see if this is going to be as easy as I think it's going to be. Sure, I don't have symmetry turned on. Let's keep that section right there. erased it over there. Okay, I guess I'll erase it. What happened? Oh. I apologize. I must take a quick break to go to the bathroom right quick. I'll be back. Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. We're back. Griffin Expert Playing Card Company will manufacture the Mistborn decks because we're going to be doing a foil laminated version. Mistborn. 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 Where'd it go? Playing cards. Playing cards. I'm going to say illustrated. I'm not going to say by because I want to make sure people don't think that I wrote the book. I did spell my name correctly, though. Okay. Let's take this, group it, duplicate it, merge it.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast.
I don't like that song right now for some reason. Okay, I'm going to save this, and I want to talk about some brainstorming for next year. For some reason, I want to talk about it. Close these. So, one of the things that I was doing, one of the things that I was thinking about while I was on vacation. No, Paul, this will not be part of a series. Well, it depends, I guess. I guess it depends. First of all, let me turn some light on. It'll be, if the Brandon Sanderson people like it, then they're gonna let me. They're gonna let me. They're gonna let me continue the series with the other books because there's like 10 books slated in the series, and this deck that I'm doing now is just over the first book. It has to do with the first book, so we'll see. So, while I'm thinking about it, first off, I got to show you one thing. I got me a new. Oh, today's my wife's birthday, by the way. I can't forget about that. I got me a new toy over the break. Let me show it to you. 1 second. Yes. I know I'm a super nerd. It's a Scottish Claymore. Thing's sharp too. My Lord of the Rings swords are kind of like movie props. And they're not sharp. But that one, it's from a place that takes historic swords and makes replicas of these historic swords, and that's a historic sword. Yeah, I got my wife a sword for her birthday, but it's sharp. Okay, so let's see here. So one of the things that I thought about while on our camping/vacation trip was just about next year and how I'm gonna do, like, how the subscriptions are gonna look and what we're gonna do. And what that kind of looks like. Let me just make I'll just make a drawing here because I'm a visual person. Let's see. So for next year, and I have to start thinking about next year because we gotta just get ahead. So next year we're gonna have the shorts, the King's Wild shorts. Let me see here. King's Wild. Why am I so anal about this typing? Let's just do this. King's Wild shorts. We're going to have the King's Wild shorts. And we're going to have the table players. And then we're going to have this third thing. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call it yet. We'll call it the third thing. Third thing. Okay. So the King's Wild shorts. So the first year I did the first year I only did 4 decks, which was 2018. And that was really just me kind of like dipping my feet into the idea. I'm also doing this right now because this is the first time that I've actually got to take what I kind of thought about over the vacation and kind of put it down on paper or digital paper. And then so the first year, the first 12 months was just kind of 12 randomly independent decks. I liked that. It was fun. The second year, 2020, excuse me. The second year, 2018 was 4 decks, completely independent of each other. 2019, that's crazy. I have totally forgotten about 2019. All the decks that I did in 2019. So 2019, the completely independent decks. 2020, completely independent decks. And when I say independent, I don't mean, I mean they didn't have a thematic connection between the decks. And then 2021, this year's, there's obviously two sets. There's the Federal 52 series, and then there's the Literature series, which I like that. I like the idea of the mini-series. And so I'm going to continue that next year, but I'm going to break it up into three sections. There's going to be this one right here. So basically, it's going to be like 3 mini-series within the year. Now, years ago, I don't know if I've got a picture of it or not. Let me see. Years ago, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I did this concept. Let me see if I've got it. Called the Elements. Let me see. I can't remember what I called it or anything. Maybe I called the Elements. Elemental. Is this it? Yeah, this is it right here. So I did these very simple images for the idea. So it was basically honestly the idea came from the movie Fifth Element, and they have those elemental stones, and they have like the little symbols. It honestly just came from that. But this series was called Elemental, and you had the 4 elements: earth, wind, water, and fire. So you had Terra, Ventus, which is wind, and then Aqua, which is water, and then Ignis, which is fire. And I did this image right here, which is pretty, I mean, there's not much to it, but you can kind of see like this would be like a foil thing, and then these kind of embossed thing. And honestly, this series was one of the first series that I thought about using marbled paper. And so the idea for this series, and I want to try to do different things the way I do packaging. And so the idea for this one was, if you look at this image right here, so you've got this foiled, and then you got this kind of black blind embossed paper. The idea was, if this is the tuck case, here's the tuck case. What you would have is this belly band that went around the whole thing, like this. And this symbol, this kind of foil pressed symbol, would be right here in foil. Like that. And this thing would be kind of black with the blind emboss. And you would probably have we'd probably have the symbol on the side here like this, blah, blah, blah. the idea. And it would probably say, you know, Terra, that's Earth. You know, maybe like this. I don't know. Probably in Trajan Pro because I love that font. And then, but this would be, this middle part right here would be a kind of like a belly band. So this would be like dark paper. This would be like a dark paper. And then that design on the front would actually be, you know, foil. Kind of like that. And then the original idea with marbled paper is I've always wanted to try this. I've always wanted to like go through the process of making actual handmade marble paper. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to by hand create 4 different marbled papers. And so I can just take, let's see, and then get it printed. And so this area here, I'll just make it kind of just an orange color for demonstration purposes. Not necessarily that's what it's going to be, but this whole area here underneath the belly band, so the tuck case, the entire tuck case itself would be anything that's like this orange color, which now I'm realizing this is a horrible color. This baby food orange. So everything that's kind of this orange color would be really patterned marble paper. And then so in the end, you would, at the end of the series, you would kind of have, you know, you'd have doing a very good job of illustrating my ideas here. Cut this out. So the idea would, in this little series, you would have I don't know what that word is. A privets. I don't know what that word is. Griffin. You and your vast vocabulary. Let's see here. Let me just take one of these marbled papers just for demonstration purposes. Oh, just wait, C-Dub. Just wait. Just wait, C-Dub. You will see. You will see. I guess you guys get the picture. This was the wrong one. This was supposed to be wind or something. So, let me see here. So anyways, this series would be these 4 decks that would have this. I would create a completely new custom core card set. This would be very similar to the way that the Equinox and Solstice series was. So I would create a custom set of core cards for this entire series, and then you would have these different marbled papers and this belly band around the tuck case. So that's one of the series that I'm thinking about for next year. So if I go back to this, what time is it? Okay, just got to make sure. Because I got to make sure I get enough time. I got to be enough time to go upstairs and make my wife coffee on her birthday before I leave. So we'll just call this Elemental. Okay, let me get my mind back where it was. So that's 4 decks. What was the other ones? I don't know if I had. I'm trying to remember. So let me just go to table players. Table players next year. I wanted to do it this year, but next year table players is going to be 12 decks, 1 each month. And the hope is we're going to get far enough ahead that they all can be printed at United States Playing Card Company, USPCC. All 12 decks. Now, to go to what C-Dub was saying about the old soapboxes, yes, this third thing is going to be kind of like, I think this third thing, I don't know how many it's going to be. There may be, I may do 2 sets of 6, and one of them is going to be vintage reproductions. I think Griffin was talking about this too. Vintage reproductions. So this would be like the old original Tiger 101, the Tally-Ho tourists. Now I'm not going to redo Tally-Ho or anything like that. I'm just going to be doing kind of my own revamps, like that Army 303 deck that I showed you guys last week that I'd already kind of designed the concept for. So those type of redos. And then this other 6 decks right here. It's supposed to be 12 decks here. 12 decks. 12 decks. 12 decks. Lots of decks. Yes, you're exactly right, C-Dub. I have this picture that I found on Pinterest that I absolutely love, and I think it's a tie. I think it's detergent box. Let me see here. Where'd it go? Where is it? I saw it. Where did it go? Here it is. Look at this. Look at this box. Safe sudsing, superb, dazzling white colors, bright. So I saw this box. I've had this pinned for a while, a couple of years, and I love this box for some reason. So this thing, like this other series is going to be like these vintage, these really bright colors, vintage, quirky designs of kind of 1950s stuff, like this one, like this kind of stuff. And so some of the things that I'm thinking about is like that box that I just showed you. This kind of stuff. I mean, look at this. How it's like overprinted, the color and stuff like that. So this kind of look, I've also been thinking about in this series doing like vintage 1950s like ray gun stuff. It's like this kind of ray gun, kind of vintage retro-y thing. So just like fun stuff is what it is. Kind of a thing. And let's call it vintage. I don't know, kooky, I guess. It's the wrong word, but I don't know if that's how you spell kooky. Yeah, like old Campbell Soup cans, that kind of stuff, like the old beer cans. So that's going to be these kind of this whole thing. These whole 12 decks will be kind of like these vintage antique redos or whatever. I'm trying to remember what the other thing that I wanted to do was. I wanted to do a national parks thing, and I know there's there's been a few national parks decks already done. But whether it's national park or something, or like outdoorsy, I want to do some outdoor stuff because it was more mainly just because I was inspired while I was camping. It was just nice to get outdoors again, and I had, I'd been an outdoors person when I was younger, but just, because of life and everything, kind of stopped doing it. So I may do like an outdoors series or a national park series. I'm not quite sure yet, but that would kind of go in. I'll just call it national parks for right now. That's not really what I want. I mean, I might do that. But the thing about it is, if I only do like 4 decks, that's not very many national parks. I don't want to do more than that. I mean, I guess I could do 8. The sportsman deck is going to be one that goes in this vintage redo over here. I'm going to do the sportsman. I'm going to do the tourist. I'm going to do an old steamboats deck. Probably the Tigers. Some other stuff like that. So I may do national parks. I want to do a NASA deck, and NASA's kind of quirky about their license. They're not like the Army. Army's more, I mean, well, they're not quirky. It's just the good thing is they're a little bit more lax about their license. It doesn't say like the Army, because the Army and all that kind of stuff, all the branches of the military, that's all trademarked. And it's a little bit tougher. Yeah, there's actually quite a few national parks decks. What I thought about doing was like a kind of a mix of national park and like, I don't know what I want to do yet. I mean, a lot like that Smoking the Bear deck that Art of Play did. I was so ticked off when they came out with that because 2 years ago we tried to contact the national parks Smoking the Bear thing, and they never got back to us. And then Buck Twins scooped me on that. So the national parks, let me see here. Going back to the NASA thing, one of the things I've thought about doing was somehow doing a 4-deck series of like, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But like, I'll just call it NASA, but I don't know. But like, one thing I've always liked, the hard thing with NASA is you can't really, like, I can most likely get the permission to do a NASA deck, but getting the likenesses, getting the permission to do the likenesses of astronauts is a different story, because that's a little bit different. But I had thought about doing 4 decks that were all like mission patch, because I love the mission patches of like different missions and stuff like that. But I don't know. There's a lot of content that you got to kind of pull out of something, especially if you're not using people. That's a lot of court cards to do 4 decks. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. It might be something like, it may not be NASA specific. Like I may do one NASA deck, but it may be something like where I don't know. I haven't really thought about. This is the one that I'm still kind of cloudy about, is like maybe doing now it just the meat deck might actually fall into that vintage kooky 6-deck series. So but I was trying to think about something that, and it might go well. I don't know. I'm still kind of unclear about this one, because I don't know if I have enough content to make 4 decks out of NASA alone, but I want to do a NASA deck. And there may be something that I could do that's other things, like I don't want to say governmental agencies, because that sounds super lame. But it's kind of the same thing with national parks. We'll just have to see. Maybe the NASA thing. Maybe the NASA thing could be, the NASA deck could be like the 13th deck for next year. I don't know. Who knows? So that's the idea for next year. It's a lot of decks. I would love to do a SpaceX deck. And if anybody knows anybody that has any kind of contact with anybody at SpaceX, please let me know, because I've gone to their website and you can't really contact them, or at least the very quick research that I did, there's not like a contact form on their website or something like that. So I would love to do a SpaceX deck. That would be awesome. I could do the branches of the military. I could do that, actually. I do have the permission. I could do that in collaboration with my sister-in-law, who owns that company, Nomadis, who I did the first Army deck with. They have the license. They have the license for the military decks. I mean, the branches of the military. That might be a good. Let's see here. Oh, you know what I've been wanting to do? Oh, what about this? What if I did NASA and then like a first responder type thing, where it's like, and I know it's a heated topic, but you know what? Whatever. I'm just thinking right now. What if I did like a first responder series where you did like firefighters? You got NASA, firefighters. I know it's not really in the same category. It would probably need to be more like this, where NASA's by itself. And then you have like firefighters. police, and like EMTs. And you could put healthcare type stuff in here as well, like hospitals and emergency rooms. So you'd have like a 1-deck NASA, and then these would be like 3 like first responders stuff. So you have firefighters, police, EMTs, healthcare workers, that kind of thing. I've been wanting to do that a lot. The only reason why I'm not saying that I don't want to do the military decks. The only thing is the military decks come with an extra layer of licensing that goes with the military decks. And I don't know how that would work with the subscription. So I do want to do the military decks. It's just I have to figure out how to do them in terms of the licensing. Because before with my other one, my Army deck, I really couldn't sell them on my website because I don't have the license. And my sister-in-law, who has the license with her company, Nomadis, yeah, I guess EMS, Emergency Services. They could sell it on their site, but I really couldn't. I would have to figure that out. And I think the Army 303 deck, the Army Navy deck, I think I would be able to get by with that because it's not like United States military or whatever. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for next year. I really like this kind of setup now. I like the NASA. I really like the NASA. I really want to do a NASA deck. So anyways, what time is it? 7:30. I probably should go because I need to go make my wife coffee for her birthday before I leave. Well, I think that's about it. Man, it's good to be back. I'm excited to be back. So just to recap, starting tomorrow, not today, because I've got a meeting that was already scheduled. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the Dawn's Early Lights from 5 to 8. From 5 to 8. And then I'll be doing an afternoon live from 1 to 4. So 5 to 8 and then 1 to 4 starting tomorrow, if everything goes good. So be on the lookout for that. It's so good to be back. I missed you guys. But the break was well needed, and it was very, very rejuvenating and self-reflective. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you tomorrow. See you.